Hello and welcome to the Power of Healing Your Energy show. This is episode 12 and I'm Christine Gold with 24 Karat Healing. I'm your spiritual medium, intuitive energy coach, and old soul healer. This is a weekly show and podcast all about your spiritual healing journey. I show you how to slay depression, anxiety, and your ego. And it all starts at a 360-degree level, spiritually, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Through that work, you will discover that you've always been intuitive and that you have gifts. You can either be psychic, medium, empath, healer, or all of the above. I have healed my own depression and anxiety through meditation, intuition development, healthy eating, emotional trauma release, inner child work, shadow integration, or ego, and more. And I help others heal their ego at a 360-degree level. And that accelerates your inner healing and brings you back to the unconditional love that's always been with you from the beginning. In each show, I aim to have a guest, and yes, I have a guest. Here, I'm having fun with the new version. Sorry about that. Please welcome the power of Paul Boggy Brighton, and also known as Sifu Boggy. And would you like me to go through your bio, or would you like to explain who you are?
I don't mind. It's totally up to you. You know me. You start talking, I can't stop. So I'll let you have a shot.
Oh, geez. So basically, for the last 37 years, I mean, when did you start? When you were 2?
No,
Can't be that.
I'm 49.
Oh my goodness! Well, you look fantastic. You do.
That's Qigong for you. That's the whole point. But anyway,
there we go. You've studied the Tao skills of a barefoot doctor and dragon dog shaman, such as skills as Qigong, and that's energizing exercises, Tai Chi, little brother to Qigong, Dragon Qigong, Shun Qi Shen, Chinese Reiki, hopefully I'm pronouncing this properly, Dragon Dog Shaman, Shun Qi Shen, Dragon Dog Shaman Reiki, woo, Chinese massage, so acupressure, reflexology, and Shundao massage, energy healing, Dao's philosophy, and life coaching, and of course, lots more. And basically, you help healers and light workers tap into unlimited energy. You help stay supercharged, which I can relate, and always be grounded and never burned out. You teach Dragon Dog Shaman Reiki online, which downloads spiritual energy, awakening dormant abilities. Sounds pretty amazing. You also teach Qigong, and I've caught some of the episodes. They're pretty energizing and fun. Online, you have self-healing techniques to balance health and well-being and to create and enhance longevity. And you teach individuals or combined groups or personal classes, both in person and online. So, welcome.
And breathe.
Yes.
Yeah, it's enough. Like I say, it takes almost 37 years just to read it out. But it's the whole thing of my teachers were very much everything you learn enhances everything else you do, and everything's interconnected. Sometimes we can't always see it, but it's all interconnected work, and that's the point.
Awesome. Amazing. And gosh, I think, what did we meet? Like a year ago? Something like that. We met online somehow, some way. And so you've been doing this a long time. And do you find, of course, you're doing online and you're doing in person as well. I guess, is that you're just trying to capture both audiences? Is that?
Yeah, the aim. So the Tao, the Tao, Taoist in America. A lot of people say Taoist. It's one of my teachers would say it's with a D with a silent or a little T. So it's Taoist.
Tao. Okay.
Most people, I tend to say Taoist because it's more simpler. But that means the way, the path, the balance. So it's.
Nope, you're still here. Nope, it's all good.
There we go. There we go. So and the whole point, it's going with the flow, just like that. So, but the whole point of all these different techniques enhance you and build you up. But the Taoist, it's all about the balance. It's about balancing mind, body, and spirit. It's balancing the divine feminine, the divine masculine, and they are energies. You know, people talk about the divine feminine as a female. Well, actually, in a female, you should have masculine and feminine qualities, just like a man should have. So it's about balancing them. It's balancing mind, body, and spirit, and it's having everything interconnected. So my teachers were about is about being able to help as many people as possible. Now, in the old days, that meant traveling. That meant going from village to village, place to place. So lots of Taoists, lots of Dragon Dog Shaman, lots of Qigong and Tai Chi, and I'll explain them in a minute. Practitioners, they were travelers. They went from place to place.
Okay.
Nowadays, we have online. I can be all over the world. You know, I'm in the UK. It's 11 o'clock at night here, and yet I'm in the States. I can be in Australia. And the great thing about, in the old days, you used to have video. You know, you'd have videos and or like DVDs, and you'd watch that video DVD, or you'd read a book. But the great thing about live streaming, and you can do one-to-ones with live streaming, is that it's like a video that talks to you, or it's like a book that talks to you. So I can actually look at the person and I can critique what they're doing and help them. And it's a way of having anyone in the world. You can learn from anybody in the world and be in the different part of the world. That's the whole point. So that's why I tend to do both. I mean, the only thing I can't do is, one of my skills is massage. It's very hard for me to. I've got long arms, but they're not that long. I can't get all the way to the States. I've tried. They normally hit the water. But with massage, there are self-massage techniques. So I'm practitioner, teacher of reflexology and acupressure. So there are things I can give you to teach yourself. And actually Qigong, which means energizing exercise, or any exercise that generates energy. Qigong is a self-massage system. It's a self-energizing system. It's a self-massage system. It's a self-healing system. So through Qigong, you actually feel like you're giving yourself a massage. That's the whole point, or at least a lot of techniques I give. Now, a lot of people have heard of Tai Chi, and Tai Chi, I always joke. I use a Star Wars terminology, and then I use another terminology. So the Star Wars terminology, Tai Chi is like Luke Skywalker. Everybody's heard of Luke Skywalker, but Qigong is actually Yoda. Qigong is the grandfather of Big Brother. The other way I sort of explain it is, if you see Qigong as a metaphor of music, so lots of different musical notes, or lots of different styles, then Tai Chi would be a style of music. It's a style of Qigong. So where Qigong is lots of individual different exercises.
Okay.
Where Qigong is lots of individual different exercises, Tai Chi is a whole string of exercises put together. So it's a very powerful system, but it can take quite a while to learn. And most people, especially nowadays, 3 minutes is too long. So, Qigong is actually what you want to do, though you keep hearing about Tai Chi and about the benefits of Tai Chi. Qigong is the same thing. It's just in shorter things, and I can teach you a Qigong in 5 minutes, or I can teach you 100 Qigongs. That will make a whole system, but that will take a bit longer.
Yes.
And the other thing with Qigong is, we always joke about Qigong, is there's always a Qigong for that. If you've got a bad back, I've got Qigong for that. You've got a headache, I've got Qigong for that. If you struggle to sleep at night, I've got Qigong. If you want to do lucid dreaming, if you want to improve your backhand in tennis, if you want to improve your productivity at work, all of these, there's a Qigong for it, because everything is exercise, well, every exercise has a vibrational frequency, and by doing that exercise you resonate, you draw your energy up to that vibrational frequency. So there is a qigong pretty much for anything, and the whole thing of a Tai Chi, of a Qigong teacher is that, you know, they will teach you, and what the doctors of China, they would do the healing or the massage at first and do the immediate work, the first aid work, but then would give you exercises that will maintain your health. And because the whole point of the Eastern, the Taoist philosophy is that, yes, I will start your healing, but I will teach you the skills you need to do it yourself. So you don't need me. You eventually don't, you know, or you'll come to me when something really big's happened, but otherwise you will have the skills you need to do it yourself.
Exactly. And, you know, I like it when you say there's a Qigong for that and not a pill or a easy button, or you mean I have to do the work? What? You mean I have to practice? You mean I have to... Yeah, I think it's mind over matter. It's a form of self-care as well. That's how I see it, and self-love for yourself. We have a few people that have joined in. Scott, love and light, lots of love and light. Thank you. Robin is saying hi. Now she's asking, show us some Qigong. Is there something quick that you could show us?
Yeah. Well, it's always
Put you on the spot.
Oh no, I like being on the spot. That's not good. Well, when it comes to qigong, I like being on the spot.
Yeah.
Qigong. I was thinking of a quick one. Oh, a good one. One that works quickly. Right. So, rub your hands like if you remember Karate Kid. I think you're missing.
Yes.
So rub your hands.
I do. I do that all the time, actually.
Yeah. So,
with Reiki.
Well, it actually, and it also, the thing about Reiki, traditionally in Reiki in Japan and China, you actually have Qigong in Reiki. You're meant to do Qigongs to build up your Reiki energy. And what people don't know in Qigong, a lot of Western Qigong practitioners don't know, is that you also have Reiki in Qigong. And they call it transmissions or Reiki. Or Qi Shun Daos, because basically you have these, you learn the exercise, and once you've mastered that exercise, we then blast you with energy it's like a spiritual update. So if that Qigong's like an app, so you know, like you've got different application, different app every Qigong's like an app, and then that app has a download and update, so you do the Reiki on. So I'll throw that in there as well. So anyway, this Qigong, so rub your hands together, that actually activates all the meridians that work for the hands, and in reflexology all your organs work for the hands as well. So rubbing the hands together stimulates the hands. And then what I want you to do is just like imagine just sort of like holding not quite a ball, like a beanbag, and then what I want you to do is to breathe in and just separate the hands slightly, and breathe out, and then just draw the hands closer together. And as you breathe in, just bend the fingers as well. So you allow the fingers to bend slightly, and as you breathe out, you straighten back up. So breathe in, not rigid straight, just straighter. Breathe out. So breathe in, expand. So as you expand the hands, the chi, the vitality, the energy, that's expanding too. And as you contract, you're purifying it. You think of that, it's still there, but it's now become even brighter. So if I could do a special effect, as the hands would go big, there'd be a big ball of light.
Like an energy ball.
And the whole point of Qigongs, they're meditation, they're a yoga or stretching exercise, and they're also an energy exercise. They're everything all in one. So breathe in and breathe out. So as you breathe in, feel the Qi grow. And as you breathe out, so the hands slowly come together, feel the Qi glow, so it becomes brighter. So breathe in, feel the Qi glow, breathe out, feel the Qi glow. And also, as you're breathing in, so as that light's getting brighter, it's getting brighter inside your body. Think of your body as a whole light bulb. And as you're doing this, you're pumping, it's almost like you're a dynamo, and you're making yourself brighter and brighter and brighter. And as you're doing it, it's actually getting rid of the cha, what we call cha, which is negative chi, what you no longer need or want. So breathe. So you're breathing in and you breathe out. So breathe in, and breathe out, and feel that energy go brighter and brighter. So you're breathing in, you're feeling yourself build up with more energy, and as you breathe out, it's getting brighter and brighter, and it's blasting out the cha. So you breathe in the chi, and you breathe out the cha as well, and do that for another 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then just gently rub those hands together, and then if you've got glasses on, put your hands either side of the glasses. Otherwise, put the hands on the face. Obviously, I've got to talk, so I'll put my hands either side of my mouth. So, and then breathe in and draw the hands all the way to the back of your head. And then as you breathe, I'm going to stand up and just move my yoga ball and step back a little bit so you can see my body, and breathe out and just draw the hands down the side of the body and then to the belly button. Then breathe in and breathe out again. So again, rub those hands. So breathe in on the face, breathe in all the way to the back of the head, breathe out to the side of the body, hands onto the belly, breathe in and breathe out. One more time.
Okay.
So hands on the side of the face, breathe in all the way to the back of the neck, breathe out down to the side of the body, breathe in and breathe out and relax, shake. So I've given you 2 exercises.
All right. Yes. Oh goodness.
And knock down my pictures as well. However, so
there was so much energy going on. It just happened. Yeah.
I'll put the dragon back.
All right. Well, let me know, guys, if you were following along here. What did you think? Give us some feedback there. I can tell you myself, I feel energized, being sensitive and an empath and all that good stuff, and a healer. Sometimes, going out into the world, you get stuff sticks to you. So that's a great exercise to move that stuff that is not yours.
Well, my teachers, on like sort of on a serious note, my teachers actually taught empath psychics, remote viewers. They actually taught them anyway for different agencies, but also for FT 100 and 500 index businesses. What a lot of people don't realise is that they actually used empaths as almost like lie detectors, and psychics were used for a similar sort of thing. Remote viewers were used a lot, especially in the petroleum companies, to find oil. Certain companies find diamonds, water, and my teachers would teach them those Qigongs or different Qigongs to build up their energy, to heighten them up. And also in FT 100 and 500 index businesses, they actually use Qigong because it reduces absenteeism, improves brain function, it improves your ability to focus, keep you in the zone. So they'd use their natural teachings to the fact that originally it was in just Japan and China. They'd actually pay their staff to come in half an hour earlier to do the exercises, because it makes them less sick, so it saves them money, makes them work harder, it makes them more productive, saves them money. Of course the company's going to do that. So it's interesting, when I started doing this in the 90s on my own in the UK, and people going, you have to believe in this for it to work, and it's like, well, actually these companies do it, and they do it because it makes money, and that's the whole point. So it's a real thing. We like to think, certain people try to poo it off or think these exercises are far too simple, but myself and a couple of other Qigong Sifus, we've actually done it with weightlifters, and you just get them to stand there in a certain pose, and they'll go, oh, this is going to be easy. And then you get them doing a bit of Qigong and doing these movements, and they're sweating like mad, and then they're soaking wet, and they go, I don't know, you can see their brains blowing up because they're saying, but I'm not lifting weights. Why am I sweating? I don't understand. And it's like, well, you're building up chi, you're building up that energy in a different way. So there's a very tangible, over the last 40 years, there's been loads of case studies on this about how it helps dyslexia, dyspraxia, chronic pain, which, I was actually diagnosed only about 10 years ago as being dyslexic and dyspraxic and autism, and it helps me a lot. It helps people with IBS. I've had loads of students with IBS. I've had loads of students with chronic pain, and got one quite recently that she had panic attacks all the time, and she had facial twitches. And within a few months, the twitches were, for her, noticeably, reduced, radically reduced. And she had so much energy and vitality, and she big glowing recommendation, and it blew her away how much her life has changed just from this simple practice. And the thing is, we're so used to getting that golden pill. We're so used to getting help from the tablets, and the truth is when you do it yourself, you should be doing it yourself, because you are your own healer.
That's right.
And when you do practice on a daily basis, and it can be, you can start with 15 minutes, and 15 minutes in 24 hours is not a lot.
No.
But 15 minutes of practice within a few weeks, daily practice within a few weeks, will significantly start to improve your body. There's loads of case studies on this, and as you can tell, I'm very passionate about this. And
yes, and so am I, and that's why I started this show. Because once I realized it's within myself, and it's a journey, and there's no one, like, healing is not, linear, nothing, time and space, all of that. So yeah, and I appreciate that, everything that you're doing, and so does Lynn Marie. She found it very energizing. Hi, Lynn. Thanks for joining us. And she also Care Bear shared for us, which was very sweet. Thank you very much.
Well, that's one of my little sayings.
I remember seeing that Care Bear share. Yeah. That's pretty cute.
Care Bear share if you dare. If you dare, Care Bear share. So, and Lynn's actually she's actually one of my students. So,
beautiful,
the mighty Lynn. So, yes, it's. Yeah, the whole thing is, well, especially for me, I come from this interesting background of, I actually love quantum physics. I love science. I've studied, my teachers encouraged me to study science and study the fact, find the facts, find out the information, even if it feels controversial to whatever you believed at the time. They always said, find the facts. And interesting enough, that's what true science is about. And the irony is that there's lots of science proving the ancient knowledge. There's lots of science actually showing that what the old stuff we talked about is true. But there's certain science, modern science, certain public science, that doesn't want you to know certain things, or because they're getting a lot of money, or that you're getting a lot of reputation from this old format. So the biggest thing is you have to have a little bit of discernment. You have to look for things yourself, and a bit like as a human being, you found out what food you like. Find out what works best for you. What qigong, whether it's qigong, whether it's yoga, whether it's juggling, whatever lifts your energy, whatever makes you balances your chi. Go and do it. Because like I say, I promote what I do, and Christy, she promotes what she does. But find your own thing. That's the truth. I don't care what you do, as long as you do something. That's my honest thing. As long as it balances you out, and if you're supercharged, I don't care what you should do, as long as you're doing it.
Exactly. And and everybody's different. We're just here to guide you, to show you. And young grasshopper, away you go. Right? So I guess do you have people from all walks, all ages, all walks of life coming to you? Or who are your main, I guess, who do you serve most?
Well, yeah, even in the last so I've been practicing myself for 37 years, and I
Yes.
started teaching, I think it's about 34 years I started to teach with my Sifus, and to be honest, my youngest was 3, my oldest was 96 so far.
Wow. Nice.
And through the years, what we always say, Tai Chi and Qigong, and all the Taoist arts. It is for everybody, but not everybody thinks they are. But the interesting thing is that I've had everything from in England back in the 80s. I had a couple of coal miners. I've had doctors. I've taught executives from FT 100 and 500 index businesses. I've taught, well, with my teachers, we used to go to different countries. I've taught military people, even 1 or 2 colonels. I've taught so many different styles of people, and the way I was taught is you change the way you teach, but you still teach the same thing. And so I learned, advanced learning techniques. I learned how to teach people, and I try to make it as fun as possible. But sometimes you have to be a bit serious because the person wants it in a serious way, or if they want it in a more fun way. They're my sort of favourite sort of people. I like to teach, but I'll teach whoever wants to learn, because that's in essence that's the thing. And I mean on with the online, I've got there's so many different people. I mean now, especially in the last 17 years. So in the last 17 years of teaching online, pretty much I've taught, I think, mainly Canada, America and Australia. But there's not, I think there's a few, there's probably about 15 countries I haven't taught somebody online, but there's an awful lot, there's quite a few countries that I have. And like I say, so this, as long as English is not too much of a problem, I speak a little bit of Russian, and a little bit of Chinese. Everything else is pretty much make it up as you go along, or just use Google Translator. But the whole idea is like I try to teach things in a simplistic way. So if you're just because traditionally the traditional way to teach in China is actually what's called shadow work, which means totally different to what it means here. But what they mean is I follow, so I do and you follow. So they would, but basically in essence they'd go, so they'd exaggerate their breathing so you knew what they're doing. So that exercise, so anyway. And okay, and you would copy them, and then they would go, carry on, and then they would, move your shoulders or your back or your hands, and they would emphasize something, and that's traditionally how they taught. They actually taught through shadowing rather than right, this is what you do, and you do this, and this, and you do this, and this, and you do this. They were doing it in a very simplistic way. But by doing it that way, over time you would learn it. I like, for the one we did earlier, I like adding the information because some people are more visual, some people are more auditory, some people are more physical. So if you can cover something that covers all of them, everybody's going to pick something up. If it's an individual class, I will hone in individually to what you do. But if you're teaching worldwide like this, you have to do a little bit for everybody.
I totally get that, and I teach all over the world as well. And online's amazing. You reach places you could never reach before. Although it'd be nice to travel to some of these places. Sarah has joined us. Sarah Wynn is saying hello. please share if you feel drawn to do so. But yeah, what do you say? Care Bear, share if you dare. Yes.
Yeah, that's I'm trying to think of the initials of it. I might eventually just say, was it Care Bear? I always have to remember Care Bear Share. So CBS.
CBS. There you go.
Yes, CBS. There you go. So code, boggy code. CBS.
All right, and we also have Lynn joining us. Hi, Lynn. It's so nice. She is normally working, so every time I go live in the past, at the times I did, she could never join us. But here she is. Here she is. Welcome. Please, if you guys have any questions or any experiences that you want to share, if you have questions, please ask. That's why we're here. Any experience with energy work? Are you curious? Do you have questions about that? I know myself. I tend, I was very drawn to yoga, even though when I first started, I would never touch yoga. I was like a hardcore gym rat. But I've noticed that I actually can maintain everything about me utilizing yoga. And then, the Reiki piece came in, and then, I met you, and I've done some other work as well. But I guess you're saying whatever works for you or you're drawn to, just have an open mind. Have you ever had people that were like, I want you to help me, but I don't like what you're doing? Does that make sense?
Oh,
or
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I've had, yeah. Well, which is, I mean, the point for me as a Taoist, one of the things, here comes the hammer. So this symbol, now
Yes.
a lot of people would call it yin yang. Now this is actually not its true name. Its true name is actually Tai Chi. Now yin yang would be half a black circle or yellow circle in this case, and half a black circle or red circle in this case, half a white circle or yellow circle in this case, and it normally means opposing opposites. And Tai Chi is the blend, so it's about keeping that balance, the up and the down, knowing that you do need down times, you do need up times, you need things to challenge you as well as getting your treasures.
Yes.
So the whole thing of balance is that you have to find what works best for you, and I've definitely had my share of people saying, I want to learn it, but I want to learn it like this, or I want to learn it, I don't, that's not that's not Qigong, or that's not Tai Chi. And it's like, or because I've taught both, I've actually, there's so many different styles. So like I say, Qigong is like an umbrella term, and it means, but you actually have things called like Bakwa, which is like walking a circle. Xing Yi looks very martial. It's very much like walking in a straight line. You've got Sham Zhong, which is standing still. So, you have a standing pose and you stand in that pose. So there's lots of different styles of Qigong. And people get this interpretation that it should be a certain way, it should be this.
Is that ego by chance? Sorry to interrupt.
Yeah, I've had plenty of people with ego, but like I say, the thing is, I mean, there's a double sword with ego because of the fact for a Sifu, for a teacher or Sifu. So Sifu, I call myself Sifu, but I'm known as Sifu Boggy. Sifu means guide, muse, somebody who points you along the way, who guides you on your path. And Boggy was the given name to me. It's my martial art name. Because originally I was in martial arts. Martial is structure, arts, flowing, healing, intuition.
Makes sense, yeah.
Now, Qigong there's called the three M's. It's part of the three M's. So there's martial, fighting or fitness, meditational, healing self or others, and medical, healing self or others, and meditational, spirituality and personal development. So the true martial arts have these three M's: is martial, medical, and meditational. And so the thing with Qigong is that you turn it one way or do it in one way and it's a martial art. It either gets you fit or it's for fighting. You turn it another way and it's for healing. You turn it another way and it's a spiritual. And what happens is certain people get things in their head of Qigong's only this, Qigong's only for healing, or no, I don't do that because that's martial side. And they get hooked up on this thing. Now the thing of ego, oh no, don't frozen.
You're okay. You're still here.
Oh, okay, cool. So on my screen I've frozen, but if you can still hear me, then that's cool.
Yes.
Cool, awesome. Oh, I'm back. It now says
you're back. You're back, and you're going to talk about ego there, okay?
Yeah. So I was probably about to swear as well because the computer was going down. The thing with ego, even as a Sifu, is don't get hung up if somebody doesn't like your style. Don't like your style, and help them as best you can. But if you can't help them, move them on to somebody else you can. And that's the biggest thing for a Sifu is this whole thing of, my aim is to put you in the right direction. If you can't learn from my style, no offense, I don't care. That's not my problem.
Exactly. Just like, and not everyone's going to be drawn to you or to me. Like that's just the way it is. And please find, the person that you resonate with and you're drawn to and that you click, and that's what matters. I just want to interrupt Lynn Marie. This must be something between you two. She says, talk about placebo versus nocebo. That's funny.
Well, this is when you get because as part of my training, I've learned many different things. I've studied theology, studied healing, studied science or medical, medical anatomy and physiology and everything else. Now, the placebo, nocebo, she's talking about, it was very much always been in the Taoist concept, is that your mind heals you, or your mind can destroy you, and it's up to you. Now, Bruce Lipton, if you look up Bruce Lipton, he's
him.
Yeah, and the biggest thing with Bruce Lipton is that he talks about the placebo and nocebo, and so a lot of people nowadays have heard of placebo. So placebo, in essence, is the belief of self-healing. So you take a sugar tablet and you believe that's the real thing, and you take it, and it heals you. Now, nocebo is exactly the same principles, but the opposite result. So you believe it doesn't matter what you do, or what you take, you're still going, your leg's still going to fall off from having a cold, and if you believe it enough, you can actually manifest that in the body.
Yes, you can.
And the biggest, for me, the most important biggest thing is they found the science behind both of those have found it's exactly the same result, meaning that the people who believed it was working, it was the people who were taking the placebo, over 60% of them were actually getting better. The ones who were taking the real drug and they were saying, or got into their heads that it wasn't going to help, over 60% of them stayed ill or got worse. So your belief, whether it's positive or negative, is a powerful thing, and this is the biggest, most important thing I would bang you over the head with my hammer with, is that whatever you believe is true for you. So, right or wrong, positive or negative, if you fully believe it, you'll make it that will happen. And to the fact that even in the FBI in America, the FBI guys actually did experiments with people focusing on meditation, and they got one of the last experiments they did was in Washington State. They got 2,000 people focusing on peace and love in hotels over Washington, and they dropped the crime rate. I think it was, I forget now, for a change. I think it's about 25%. They dropped the crime rate by. And one of their last experiments they did was 7,000 people, and that's 70,000 people did exactly the same thing but worldwide, and it dropped the crime and the terrorist rate by around about, I think it was 75-80%. So is that not only can we affect our internal minds, but we can affect the external world as well. And this is part of quantum physics. Quantum physics says that the observer, us, affects the experiment. The experiment is your body, or the experiment is reality. And we're actually far more powerful than we actually realize. And like I said, my Sifus were teaching empath psychics. They were teaching them for different agencies all over the world, and different different private as well as public, or FTE or 100 index businesses as well. And so what we think is woo-woo really isn't. And a lot of the mainstreams know, or are told to poo-poo it, and you get that's fake, or that's this. But then all the evidence, all the medical information and evidence is proving otherwise. And that that's the thing. It's all about your own personal belief. So I mean, even to the point with yoga and Qigong and even with the Reiki, is that you could heal yourself just by believing it, and that ultimately is the ultimate goal. But if you need to put the Reiki stamp on it, or the yoga stamp on it, or the Qigong stamp, if that helps, do it. Definitely. Even if making up sugar tablets yourself and saying, "Oh, this will," whatever it takes. If that helps, that helps. I'm not saying don't use modern medicine, because if your legs got chopped off, you don't want to go and see a Reiki healer, not straight away. You don't want to see an acupuncturist, not straight away. Once you've had it sewn back on, once you've had the major operation, yes.
Yeah, of course.
Then the alternative medicines, and in the East, that's exactly what they do. They do modern medicine and Eastern medicine side by side, because one helps the other. So it's all about, here comes the hammer. It's all about balance. It's all about balance of balancing between the modern and the ancient, between mind, body, and spirit.
Yeah, and Lynn Marie is saying we're all able to heal ourselves and others. Yes. And Lynn said she missed the first half hour, but she's totally drawn to energy healing. Sarah's saying, I'm currently interested in immersing myself in the way of the Tao, spiraling back home to my way. Paul is an amazing resource and plethora of positive energy. Wow. Isn't that nice?
Whatever I'm paying you, I must double it.
Yeah, there you go. And Perry is saying hello. Hi, Perry. Thank you for joining. And Lynn is asking, how do you know which modality would work best for you?
Well, that's, it's a little bit like
personal.
saying,
it's a personal thing. I say try. For me, I tried them all. And then I'm like, ooh, I kind of I'm really drawn to that. And I'm drawn to this, but sometimes I'll get kind of bored. So then I'm like to mix it up and add a few more things. And
I'm an ex-chef amongst other things, so it's a bit like a buffet. Have a little taste of them all. This is why. I mean, this is why I've done my shows. This is why I actually have shows on Qigong and the Reiki and some of the things I do. And so people can try it. And if somebody comes to me and says, I really have this, I'll give them a free video. I'll let them have a taste. And then, but the whole thing of at some point you need to commit, and there's this thing in the spiritual realm about money. But in the old days, what happened with shamans and Sifus and healers and teachers is that you looked after them, that they came to the village and you fed them, you clothed them, you looked after them. That was payment. So when sort of people say, spiritual stuff should be free, well, no, there's always been a transaction. There's always been, but whether that's money or whether that's something else.
Yes.
That's up to you and your Sifu, you and your teacher. But the whole point is that there is enough different exercises out there, like Qigong. You look up Qigong on YouTube, you'll find a ton of different
Oh, yes, definitely.
and I teach a bit. Like I say, I have a free class, and there's a couple of exercises I always give away for free. But then at some point, when you really commit to your own healing, that is when you commit to your own healing. There's always some sort of transaction, and that transaction is with you and the teacher, or you or whoever you do, and that half of that transaction, or with Qigong, half of that transaction is doing the blooming Qigong. You have to practice. It's all very well saying, oh, I love this, but if you don't practice it, if you don't actually take it on board and do it, it's like, I can happily give you a load of exercises, but if you don't practice them, they won't do diddly squat. And the same with the Reiki, the same with anything. It's about doing it yourself. Is everybody looks for, in the East, they talk about the golden pill, the magic pill. They want something, they do it once and it will take away all their problems. It doesn't work like that. It doesn't. I mean, technically, if you get to the advanced stages, yes, you can heal yourself, and it can happen, but that still is practice and work. That's still, you have to get there, you have to make it happen. But it's finding what works for you is a personal thing. Try a few things and see what happens. But
yeah, exactly. Great explanation. Thank you. It is personal. I mean, for myself, I always get asked that question. I just need something, and a lot of times they've hit rock bottom. They just need a little bit of assistance, but it's definitely not a Band-Aid solution by any means, because basically I would just be piling Band-Aids on top of you. There would be a mountain. All right,
yeah,
looks like a little bit. Go ahead.
Yeah. No, if you can say you're a little bit fuzzy, yes, you did go a little bit out of you're coming back. You seem to be coming back. So it's. I mean, one of the biggest things is, like, if you're listening to somebody who does a certain thing and that's resonating with you, I would say that's a pretty good sign. Ask for one. I mean, I always do a 20-minute one-to-one free 20-minute one-to-one consultation. Most people most people worth their salt have some sort of consultation. You can talk to them and listen. Your biggest Sifu is around about here. Your heart, not the deer and the moon. No, that's something. Ignore. Well, that's a shirt. But it's your heart. Listen to your heart. If what you're hearing makes you expand and makes you feel, really interested, then I would suggest you should listen to your own heart. Listen to your own intuition.
What the heck happened?
I can still hear you. See, it's done to you what it did to me. So, now. Oh, the wonderful, the one. Now I think I'm still live, and now I can't hear you, and you're gone very quiet. Well, that's interesting, guys. Can you still hear me? Let's have a look. Oh, now apparently now I'm the host. Guys, can you still hear me? Can you still see me, or have we gone? Let us know. Let's have a quick look, because I can sort of see the page, but I don't know if we're still live. Are we still live? Are we still there? So, yeah, apparently. Oh no, yeah, I'm still here. Looks like I'm still here. Can hear you, Boggy. Okay, well, unfortunately, this is the first. Oh no, actually, it's not the first, because this has happened on my show. Unfortunately, we seem to have lost Christine for the moment. Hopefully, she'll come back to her own show. That would be good. So yes, the whole thing about find to find the right thing for you is about listening to your own intuition, listening to your own guides. You are your own guide, and by listening to what resonates with you, because there are many different things out there that really help, but it's finding the one that best works for you, and that is a thing. So Sasha's saying Christine is gone. I think there's life, maybe not. Take the stage. Yeah. I normally have my own show for this, but anyway. So okay, if we're
I'm still here. I am here. I am here. I don't know what happened. I could just tell you that the last few days the Wi-Fi has been terrible. I do apologize, everybody, but I am here.
That's cool. Well, you're back. We can definitely hear you. You are back.
Okay. Sorry, guys. And thank you, Paul. You've had lots of experience with this. So. Oh,
yes. Well, what we are 193 shows on the way of conscious mindfulness. So, yes, it's a thing that happens from time to time. And you sort of get used to it. You sort of get used to flying by the seat of your pants. So your trousers. I know actually, but yeah, pants. Pants means trousers in America, doesn't it? So in England we mean underpants. So flying by your pants, we mean flying by your underpants. But
there you go.
Yes, either way. So
all right, okay. Woo, yeah, and I tell you, a ton of energy here. But again, having issues with my internet provider the last 2 days, so they're definitely going to be getting a call. So it's all good, anyways.
Well, it might, because I've been having similar sort of things here in the UK. Like I said earlier, it went the screen.
Yeah.
So
all of a sudden it just drops.
Maybe it's solar. Maybe it's solar. I know they're having.
Well, we've got a full moon coming up on Friday, and there have been a lot of solar storms lately. So get ready, guys, for things to just happen, and you got to roll with it. So I am rolling. All right. I don't know how much more time you have, Paul. Does anybody have any questions? Any other questions? For Sifu.
So Sasha's saying you sound like Todd now, Boggy. What you mean, Todd Medina, the mighty Todd Medina? Yes, I've been on that man show as well, and yes, it's just going with the flow. It's I think I did see talk about ego now. Ego is an interesting one in the Taoist philosophy because I'll probably get in trouble for this because they're from a couple of cartoons. But for me, ego is a little bit like, if you remember Stitch, like the ego, like a monkey mind. Your ego, like Stitch, is a wild, crazy animal. But ego tends to be loud. It tends to try to distract you. And then your intuition is a bit like Yoda. And it tends to be very quiet. It talks in a very quiet manner. So with intuition, you need to be quiet. You need to meditate. And with ego, it will try to distract you by saying, that's silly, or don't go by that, or don't follow this. Now, the Taoist viewpoint on both of these is they're actually both teachers. But intuition, you learn through being quiet, and you learn through stillness, and you learn through the whispers of the universe talking to you. And ego, you learn by doing the opposite. When you're getting that, if you feel fear and anxiety, that tends to be, or anger, that tends to be ego. And so whenever you hear that, just do the opposite. Do the opposite, and do the if it's saying, don't go and do tai chi, don't go and have a run, go sit there, watch TV, and eat more Cheetos, eat more something, eat more popcorn. Maybe you should leave off a little bit and go for that run. Go for do the opposite of what it's saying. But intuition is when you're still and when you're balanced, you'll hear what the intuition says. So ego for me the Taoist point of view, ego is a friend. It's a friend of sorts. It's probably not your most favourite friend, but it is a teacher. It does teach you and guide you. And that, you know, that's the things that sometimes, like I say, as a teacher, you get certain students. The students you learn from are the ones probably that cause the most trouble. Is that I've had students in the past who says, you know, because I say no, you know, like lessons, they want to practice. You know, they want me to tell them exactly what to do. And so no, I'll give you the information in the class, and then you go off and you have to go home and practice. And they would say, oh no, I practice here, or oh no, I can't practice at home because I will feel silly and I won't know what to do. Once I've learnt it, then I'll practice it. And it's like, well, that's a little bit of an oxymoron. You know, the whole point of you take that information and then you play with it, and you know, you make mistakes, but you learn. That's how you learn.
That's how you learn.
Exactly.
Exactly. Sasha Grace is asking, any help with feeling wiped out at the moment, Paul? These energies have been so intense the past week. I know everything has accelerated. There's a lot of stuff going on.
Well, find you know, it's going to sound silly, but find the thing that charges you. I would say that try to go out as much as possible. You know, one of the biggest things in Qigong, we always talk about doing Qigong outside, because being outside, you earth, you know, you especially you live in a warmish climate where you can take your shoes and socks off. I mean, there's only a few months of the year we can do that in the UK. Most of the time it's wet.
Same here.
But you know, if you at least going outside, you get more oxygenated air. You get more, you know, you get more of the grounding air.
The beautiful, whatever's around you, just find it. Yeah.
Even if it's, I mean, in China, in the cities, it's all about the parks, and you know, and you know, even if you've got a tiny patch of grass, go out, just stick your head out the window. It's better than nothing at all. You know, and this is the thing, is find the things that charge you. Now, I will obviously say Qigong. I mean, I'm actually one of my traits I'm known for. I've done spiritual camps in the past where I've done literally 18 hours of massage, you know, a non-stop. Then at the end of the night, you know, did a bit of partying, went to sleep, had a couple hours sleep, and did it all over again. The things, and like today, you know, I did a couple of hours here, there, and I had a 2-hour show, and then from that 2-hour show, I'll come straight on.
Yeah, that's right, your 2-hour show.
Yeah. And it's about learning for us, like, you know, in Qigong and Tai Chi, Reiki, Shun Chi Shen. Shun Chi Shen is the Chinese version of Reiki, and basically it's about, if you realize that the universe is unlimited energy, and you can we sort of got in our heads that energy is limited and small. Oh, you know, you can only get it from this or that. There's energy all around you. Everything around you is energy, is vitality. And if you learn, whether that's Qigong or meditation or Reiki or yoga, or however you learn it, you learn to plug into that unlimited energy and ground with that unlimited energy, then you'll always have loads of energy. You'll always be centered. You'll always, in this sort of Taoist viewpoint, there's grounding, being earth, knowing who you are. Centering is about being in the heart and feeling that, and being in the center of the body, that unconditional love. And rooting is about locking into the earth. Centering is being in the heart, and grounding is actually like being grounded is connecting all the way with that energy. So when you can draw that energy in, but you're still rooted to Gaia, the earth, as well, and at the same time you know who you are and you're feeling it in the heart, and you're, you know, living in that now, that moment. It doesn't matter what the sun's doing, you'll always find a way to balance. You'll always, where's the hammer? You'll always find that Tai Chi. You know, you'll always find balance. Just
being present, and, you know, being the observer and not reacting, responding.
Yeah.
And that it requires, you know, patience and practice, and it just, you know, once you find we all have that unconditional love. We have the light. We already have everything we need. Just have to find it. You have to unearth it.
And accept
Sasha, yes, and accept it, of course. Sasha is saying, yes, this is more what I was after. Kidneys are feeling at the moment. And actually, I did a kidney Qigong this morning, and it was for the kidney meridians. That's very interesting that you brought that up, because your kidneys are highly tied to your energy. So if you're feeling sapped, would you recommend that?
Yes, you have. Well, you know, there's numbers of. Well, actually, if plug my show. If you go to tomorrow, we are Thursday, so I'll do the 2 times I remember. So 5 p.m. UK time or 12 p.m. Eastern time. So 12 p.m. Eastern time. So wherever you are, if you know Eastern time, then be on a different time zone, work from there. So 12 p.m. tomorrow Eastern time is I do a show called Tai Chi Chi Dao, which means, so Tai Chi means supreme ultimate. Qi and Qi Dao is the way of the energy, and there is 2 exercises I always do on there. One is Willow Tree Qigong, which is the turning of the waist, and when you turn the waist, you turn the spine, and you massage all the vertebrae in the spine. You massage your stomach. You increase the blood flow in your hands, arms, neck, shoulders, head, and it basically helps the whole body. That's one exercise, and then I do another exercise called hula hoop or circling the hips, and that one very much works on the kidneys as well. And there's another one I sometimes do in part of what's called Barduan Jin, which means 8-piece brocade, which is a set like a Qigong set, and one of them is called Check the Body and Ward Off Illness, and again that works on the kidneys. So activating, so in the 5 element system, so in Chinese medicine, 5 elements, the kidneys are related to water. So the water energy, water chi, water is also, the negative is actually worry and doubt and fear and anxiety, and the positive is actually the ability to adapt and adjust. So and the kidneys are very much connected to that, as well as being connected actually in Eastern philosophy to the parental chi. So the energy given to you by the ancestors. And
it makes sense. It definitely does, because I feel like there's a lot of people that are doing, you know, starting, you know, a new career, or, you know, sending the kids off, establishing a routine, going back to school. Some people are going back to school for, you know, and learning. So there's a lot of stuff going on. I can definitely relate to that. Sasha is saying, thank you, Boggy. Yes, just moved house and she can barely move. Oh, yeah, moving, fun stuff.
Go! If you've cleaned out the bathroom enough so you can fit in the bath, if you've got a bath,
yes,
a hot bath. When you soak, I mean, I don't know. Hot bath or jacuzzi. Jacuzzis are awesome, but a hot bath. So the hot bath, when your skin goes red, that means the blood is all the way. The blood is at the surface of the skin, and heat also heats up the muscles, which helps relax. So better blood circulation, that actually helps improve. That's why you feel better if you soak in a bath. And the problem is, well, you know, in once upon a time, all we had was baths. So you had, you know, more time, and you had the chance to soak. This is what
your magnesium, and for me, we're naturally deficient in magnesium. That would help a load, and then some essential oil just to whatever. That's how I do my baths, and a little bit of baking soda for dry skin. But being up north, it's quite dry.
Yeah, and I would actually add, if you've got some Himalayan salt, because both in the water and also salt baths are really good. anyway for the skin, and also a little bit of Himalayan salt in your water. It doesn't actually taste salty. That's one of these crazy things. Not like sea salt. Himalayan salt tastes a bit where you have a quarter of a spoonful, but there's actually lots of minerals in there that the body.
Oh yes, natural minerals.
So natural, and of course, bathing in it, your body does absorb whatever you're bathing in as well.
That's right.
So it's a way of doing both. If you've only got a shower, shower will work to a degree, but it actually slows down blood circulation. That's why we sort of try to say baths if you can. And make sure your bed's set up and your bed's comfy. If you're waking up in the morning stiff and achy, you need to maybe put some extra blankets on the base of the bed and sleep on them, or even an air bed, because if you're waking up stiff and achy, your bed is actually cutting off your blood circulation. Like an elastic band around my wrist. Now, I actually have an air bed in my bedroom, and I sleep on an air bed because it has all even pressure and it totally supports your back. So you don't get the problem with beds. Over a period of time, they can cut off the circulation on certain points. So if you're waking up stiff and achy, it's like having an elastic band around the wrist. That certain points in your back are being cut off, and it's reducing blood flow. That's why you feel stiff and achy.
Makes sense.
So one of the exercises I teach, twist the waist, that will help you in the morning, but you actually, instead of just keep doing the same thing over and over again, as in getting up, having to do Qigong to sort you out, sort the bed out, sort out your environment. In the two things in Taoist philosophy, you change yourself to your environment, or you change your environment to you. So
exactly.
Your aim is to change your environment to you, but while you're adapting, while you're doing that, you can do things that will adapt you to your environment. So it's finding that balance, especially if you move.
Enough.
That's all that form of all that energy, and all, as well as the physical humping and moving everything about.
Yeah, you bet.
The energetic side as well, because it's coming into a new energy, and clearing out the old energy of the last tenant, as well as when you're clearing all your stuff, there's energy in that as well.
You bet. Sasha saying, wonderful. She experienced much anxiety during the move. It took its toll. Yes, moving tends to do that. And then she says she's checking out a new CBD bath bomb tonight, new at the health food store with my salt and lavender. Can't wait. Sorry, that's Lynn Marie. But yeah, I've actually seen that out quite a bit, this new CBD bath. And I mean, to each their own. If that helps you relax and you like it, go for it. Let us know what you think.
Indeed.
All right. Yeah. Well, my goodness, Boggy, you've been amazing. Sasha Grace says, wise words, Boggy. Much gratitude. I think I'm gonna wrap this up, because I mean, goodness, you've been like the 24-hour man here. You've been going pretty much all day, all night, and really appreciate your time and your energy. And how do we get a hold of you? Do you have something special going on? You're going to leave your details in the comments as well, like how to get a hold of you, how to reach you?
I have, for those who've never seen me before, where have you been? But for those who've never seen me before, if you actually type in the Way of Conscious Mindfulness, it's the Way of Conscious Mindfulness Network now. And it's sort of like a little network we've created, and there's a couple of different hosts doing different shows. I do a show. There was one show originally called The Way of Conscious Mindfulness, and there's lots of other shows on there now. So there's shows like reading shows, there's me doing Tai Chi and Qigong, there's a synchronicity show, there's lots of different things slowly popping up on there. You can also go to www.sifu, S-I-F-U, Boggie, BOGGIE.com, and that's my website, and that will give you again links to, I'm on YouTube under Sifu Boggie, and it will tell you the shows. It will tell you of also the online stuff I do. I do ongoing courses, so you can learn that way, or do set courses so you can learn different units each time. So I try to adapt to everybody's needs and individual ways of teaching. So that's the whole point. So I do everything from one-to-ones to group sessions.
All right.
So that's it.
Amazing. Well, thank you again, Sifu, Paul. It was amazing. Learned a lot, a ton. And we are going to make sure that we have all his contact details in the comments as well. And I just want to leave, a few things. Full moon is coming up on Friday. So if you're not sure what to do during a full moon, if you have a lot of energy, you're feeling stuck, you're feeling, some anxiety, stress, whatever it happens to be, join me on Friday. I'm going to do a full moon ritual with everyone. And then, of course, you can decide how you like to design your ritual for the future. And every day I pull a card just for myself, for the collective. And this was the card that I pulled from the self-care deck. It is listening. Listening is very interesting. So very timely that it came up for today. And it's all about listening to your wise self. Let your inner compass direct the course of your life. Yes, you are the director, the actor, the screenwriter, the producer of your life. So I'm inviting you, if you're stuck and you don't know how to write that, feel free to contact me. I'm Christine at 24 Karat Healing. You can get me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn, and Pinterest. And as well, I also do a weekly intuitive guided energy messages through YouTube. Subscribe to that if you don't want to miss your energy message for the week. Help and guidance. I also have complimentary meditations and coaching calls as well. So head over to my Facebook page if you're interested. If you're interested in what Sifu Boggy does as well. And I'd love to have him back on my show. It was amazing. And I want to thank everyone for joining us. And please remember, healing begins where the ego ends. Take care, everybody.